2026 seems like it's going to be one of the biggest years, not just in gaming, but specifically racing games. If you want anything that has four wheels, you want to drive, you want to feel the car, you want racing, 2026 is your year. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the games coming up, and because I'm more of a crew channel, we'll also talk about the new updates in the Crew Motorfest, because they are literally the biggest updates to any racing game ever. Obviously, the very first one is Forza Horizon 6. All we know is that this game is set in Japan. It's going to be on the brand new engine, the same engine that they used for the most recent Forza Motorsport, which would be a little worrying because that game wasn't exactly highly received. However, after talking to AR12, he thinks that this game was to come out way earlier than it's coming out now, meaning that even though this game is releasing with that engine, it's had way more time in development. Coming 2026. In fact, it's not just that, because we know it's coming 2026. However, recent rumors from trusted sources said that the game may indeed be coming first half of 2026. I guess we'll see the first few trailers in early January. In fact, Horizon and the Forza Horizon team have confirmed that they will be showing stuff at some of the events in early January. Gearing up to be literally one of the biggest racing games ever released. I think Horizon 6 will absolutely be the most sold racing game in history. Easily, most likely racing game of the year 2026. Forza Horizon 6 is just around the corner, and it's only the first game on this list. Then we have Over the Hill. Now, this game was set to release 2025, however, now, due to delays, it's going to be releasing 2026. In my head, this game feels like Peak, but for cars. Is that a crazy thing to say? It's got beautiful landscapes, and the goal is, of course, to traverse across many an area in Land Rover, Jeep, all of those type of vehicles, climbing mountains, climbing rocks, of course, with arcade physics. This thing is going to be a great, really chill game to play, I think. However, on the main channel, I may even get the boys on to play this game because it genuinely looks like a load of fun. There's even customization on your car as they're showcasing in the trailer. There's towing. I mean, look at it. This just feels so Peak to me. Okay, I've made my mind up right here. I will be playing this game with the boys when it comes out in 2026. If I forget, someone remind me close to the launch of this game. Sid, you said you were going to play it. Over the Hill, it's coming out because I gotta play it. It looks so fun. Next, the article that I'm using to stay thorough and making sure I'm getting you guys all the info, the credit goes to Car Throttle. They then move on to Wreckfest 2's full release. You might be confused because Wreckfest 2 came out, and you know, because people weren't very happy with it. People were rather upset about the state Wreckfest 2 released in. However, it was only the early access state, and the full release of the game is coming out with new features, with all of this stuff, and that's going to be happening 2026. So although the game was technically playable in 2025, the full release of the game is 2026. Of course, the niche here being specifically Demolition Derby, or Derby, however you pronounce it, style racing. It's a shame this game got such bad reception, because if this game is good, it fills a niche that not a lot of other games fill. Does Recreation do this kind of stuff? I don't know, but Recreation, obviously, we're not seeing anything from Recreation anymore because that team got laid off. All the benefits of living in a capitalist hellscape. And speaking of games that were technically early access and have their full release in 2026, well, Assetto Corsa Evo is also one of those games. This game saw updates, and essentially we got taken along for the ride of development with Assetto Corsa Evo, and we're finally going to see the full release of this game during 2026 with new cars, with all these updates, with the open world, which, as far as I'm aware, is much when I asked my mate Josh, because he's the one who actually cares much for this game, is the final thing they're going to add, and that's the full release. is the open world. Well, I'm looking forward to it because some people have been really hype about this game and some people have said it's really disappointing. But how can you even make a final judgment on a game that's technically not even fully out yet and they're still going to keep adding stuff? And I'm not talking post-launch updates, I'm talking like the game is actively unfinished. They got the Supra? Is that a Supra? Is that a Supra? It's a good time to pause at the question, what is the game you're looking most forward to? Is it Forza Horizon? Is it Assetto Corsa Evo's full release? Or is it the really, really big game that you guys know is coming? In fact, let's talk about it now. Let's rip off the band-aid. Grand Theft Auto 6. Sid, that's not a racing game. Oh, it absolutely is. The whole culture, well, most of the culture, on role-playing, which now got swallowed up by Rockstar, is car culture and car mods in the roleplay. Car mods are one of the biggest things in GTA Online. Oh, I guess no. It's like, I grew up watching car mods is what I'm thinking of there. Cars are one of the biggest bit of content they add every GTA Online update. Cars went from being a kind of in the theme of the game mix of two different cars because GTA wasn't really focused on the cars. They just kind of put them in as like, you know, part of the world and a main thing that you had to use. And then now GTA cars are 1-for-1 copies of real world cars because they know that's what people want. People want their specific car because GTA will offer insane levels of customization on all of your cars because they don't go through the official manufacturers and they don't get official licensing, and they'll have like almost every car and they can add them at rapid pace because they've got infinite budget. GTA 6, it will absolutely, by every sense of the word, be a racing game. If not GTA Campaign, GTA Online. But I'm sure there'll be racing in GTA Campaign as well. This will be truly one of the biggest car culture things dropped in 2026. If we were just looking at it for cars, I would consider it close. Like, if we ignore all the other stuff in GTA 6, I would still say it's close. For cars, between GTA 6 and Forza Horizon is how big I know cars are in GTA. Especially if they do like they've done with previous GTA games, where they add all, if not most, of the cars from the previous games. So a game releasing with almost every car GTA Online has right now, and then they'll be dropping the new cars as they come. Undeniably huge, this game. And of course, we know GTA 6 is dropping 2026. Was gonna be May, but now got pushed, I think? I thought so. It's now coming out in November, so we'll get Horizon early and GTA late, because those games are definitely competing for a certain audience, the car audience. And coming up here at the end is iRacing Arcade, made by some of the most intense sim racing game makers, is essentially... Now, okay, am I crazy if I said this right? iRacing Arcade is like vapes to cigarettes. It's like iRacing Arcade is like the gateway drug to get you into the spending hundreds and thousands on a sim setup. That's what iRacing Arcade feels like to me. It feels like they took cigarettes, they made them all pretty and they're cotton candy and whatever it may be for a younger audience so that they get attached and then they slowly go from this to the real deal. And then instead of ruining their lungs, we ruin their wallets. That's the goal. But this game, of course, gets its full release in 2026. And lastly, some updates. Of course, Assetto Corsa Rally released late this year, but it released with not a lot of content. A really good base game, but not a lot of content. And of course, this game is going to be getting updates throughout the year. Test Drive Unlimited is still clawing at redemption and adding the updates they said they would add. They're adding the casino and whatnot that they said they would. It's getting new cars. I think the game gets at least like 5 cars an update as far as I've seen. Maybe like 4 is a more accurate number. Then you got the DBS Superleggera, these updates will continue into 2026, most likely. We've got no reason to assume they're going to slow down just yet. Of course, the team is being stretched with other games, I believe. Aren't they doing like a WEC game or something like that? But the game really is still trying, and I gotta admit, I know the game has all the flaws the game has. However, I do quite enjoy the game just for driving around. It's one of my favorite arcade racing games to just jump in and drive around. Except for the fact that you drive on the wrong side of the road for the cars you're in, and the only area where you can drive on the correct side for the cars you're in, there's barely any of that area. It annoys me. But when it comes to updates, I left the biggest for last, because starting in March of 2026, the Crew Motorfest gets one of the biggest updates it's ever gotten, and any racing game has ever gotten. First and foremost, they will be adding a race creator this update with platform-style race creator races that anyone will be able to make, but we don't really have much more info on it besides this shot here, which shows us the race coming together, and that you can race against other players, which you weren't able to do in previous Crew games race creators. But this is only one of many things we're getting. It starts with a race creator, which we see gameplay of here, of putting the races together. You can also, in the background, see 2 new islands, as well as a 3rd, more fleshed out island. So 2 islands for the race creator, and 1 island that is fully done up with... We'll get to it. First, we gotta quickly go through the RC cars that we're getting. That update, a brand new vehicle category with, at the moment, well, we've seen 4 different vehicle types. 1 will be available to all players, however, the rest seem to be locked behind the Year 3 pass. And they will have custom physics, and they seem to be a roughly 3rd scale of real cars, which is bigger than most RC cars. And on that 3rd island is going to be a NASCAR racetrack, because in that same update with RC cars, 3 islands, the race creator, there will also be a NASCAR update. And here we have a look at the brand new island, the one that everyone can actually drive on, and there's roads on that isn't just for the race creator. And this is where there's going to be the NASCAR stadium as well as the race creator, and I guess the RC cars are wherever you want them. I will have a way more in-depth video coming out about just 2026 for the Crew Motorfest. But that's gonna be about it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you boys in 2026. That doesn't mean this is my last video of the year. It just means, I don't know, it makes sense to say that. In fact, you might even be watching this in 2026. So that means I'm 23 years old. My birthday's coming up. All right, hit a...